The Draenei homeworld was Argus, and they were once known as the Eridar, led by a triumvirate of wise rulers, Velen, Archimonde and Kil'jaeden, until the leaders were offered power and knowledge by the fallen titan Sargeras.
Swear loyalty to me. Pledge the hearts of your people to my cause. I will transform you, granting you knowledge beyond imagining and might beyond measure. Together we will become Legion and defeat the hungering void that would consume us all.
It is little enough to ask for what he offers us.
Such power, and he speaks the truth.
I had hoped the others would sense the darkness behind Sargeras' words, but they were blinded by their vanity, their hunger for power. The Atamal crystal soon showed me the horrible truth of what would come to pass if we accepted the Titan's offer. We would be transformed not into wise leaders, but into hateful monsters.
The prophet Velen saw through the lies, but Kil'jaeden and Archimonde were enamored. With the aid of the Naru, beings of light, he orchestrated the escape of his people who believed in his visions. The Naru Kaora summoned the dimensional ship, the Genedar, to take Velen's people from Argus. As they left, chased by the fell-corrupted Eridar, or Manari as they were now known, Kil'jaeden swore he would chase Velen across the universe.
Talgan is turned against us.
No.
It cannot end like this. Take the others and go, Prophet. We will buy you time.
Harkoon! You do not have to do this!
Please, keep my family safe.
I will hunt you across the stars, traitor! Even if it takes 1,000 years!
The refugees renamed themselves the Draenei, meaning exiled ones. They lived on multiple planets, always leaving once the Burning Legion found them, until the Genedar crashed on Draenor. They coexisted with the native orcs, until Kil'jaeden found them and turned the orcs against the Draenei, using the blood of the Pit Lord Manoroth to empower them. The orcs began a war of extermination, and the Draenei were decimated until the majority of the orcs left Draenor through the dark portal to Azeroth.
I was there during the assault on Shattrath City. Our beloved dwelling of light, under siege by a relentless army of demon-corrupted orcs. I witnessed countless acts of brutality, unspeakable horrors from atop the wall.
Take the last group of refugees to safety! Go! Now!
Yes, Exarch! I did as I was commanded. I gathered the refugees, led them away from battle. And then I saw him. It was my charge managed to see the refugees to safety, yet the horrors I had witnessed, the suffering. Despite all my vows, vengeance burned in my heart. Take the path through the tunnel. I'll rejoin you when I can.
We have no weapons.
The path is safe. The light will be with you. Now go!
Avenge the countless Draenei who had perished!
I struck out to find the refugees. My heart fell. The path had not been safe. The light that I promised would be with them had forsaken them instead. Just as I had.
Decades later, Ner'zhul, the shaman leader of the Orcs, ripped open multiple portals to escape Kil'jaeden, but only succeeded in ripping the world asunder, despite attempts by Alliance forces from Azeroth trying to stop him. And Draenei now became known as Outland. When the demon hunter Illidan arrived years later, he brought with him allies, Lady Varsh and Prince Kael'thas and his Blood Elves. When the Burning Legion began to arrive on Outland, Velen called to the Naaru for further aid. The Naaru, Adal, Ma'ura, and Oros sent the Tempest Keep, but it was taken over by Kael'thas and his elves. Velen and his people snuck onto a section called the Exodar to flee from Outland, but it was sabotaged by the Blood Elves and a Draenei traitor, Soranis. The Exodar crash-landed on Azeroth at Azure Mist Island, an isle on the northwest of Kalimdor and part of the Night Elf territory, although rather unpopulated since the Sundering 10,000 years ago. Ammen Vale is a sub-island of Azure Mist Isle, separated by the Crystal Brook River, surrounded by hills on all sides, except for a narrow ravine to the west. The Night Elves were the first to encounter the Draenei, and at first there was concern that Draenei were demons. When the truth was realized, the Night Elves welcomed them and aided their recovery and introduced them to the Alliance. The crash of the Exodar has radiated the wildlife, which are now suffering mutations. The main aim of the Draenei of Ammen Vale is to find other survivors, heal their injured, and correct the damage done to the local flora and fauna. When we regain consciousness from the crash, we're welcomed by Megalon, who's happy to see we're alive and sends us to Pronatus, the de facto leader of the area based in a broken-off section of the Exodar. As we're uninjured, we're sent to recharge healing crystals by collecting Vale Moth blood and delivering them to Zaldun, the priest trainer. Zaldun instructs us in the use of our racial ability, Gift of the Naaru, and heal injured Draenei found in the Vale. He then sends us to meet our class trainer, who further instructs us in our abilities. They are Orellen, the paladin trainer, Verminvar, the shaman trainer, a broken, a devolved form of Draenei, caused by a blight created by the Orcs during the war, Balatu, the mage trainer, Kil'jaeden, the hunter trainer, and Mojo Stormstout, the monk trainer. We report to botanist Teyrix, who wants volatile mutations put down and samples from mutated lashes, while her apprentice Vishael needs corrupted flowers. With this done, Teyrix creates a neutralizing agent. After apprentice Tiedemann tests it on a mutation, which reverts back into a rabbit, We're to use it on an irradiated power crystal in Silverline Lake. While at the crash site, we also get to meet Orok, Ryosh, Mura, and Gel. There is also an unnamed Draenei at the gravesite mourning his wife, Luana, who died in the crash. Vindicator Alda requests that we inoculate Nestlewood Owl King from the radiation, and we also collect spare parts for Technician Zanar. Next, we search for the scout, Talan, who has discovered a Blood Elf camp to the north. We eliminate Blood Elf scouts for Talan, then head back to execute Surveyor Kandras, who drops attack plans which we rush back to Vindicator Aldar. Technician Zanar has finished repairing a holo device, allowing contact with Technician Davoon at Azure Watch. Shocked but happy to discover more survivors, he promises us aid. If we're a shaman prior to Cataclysm, we have a class quest for our Earth Totem. We travel to the Sacred Grove and speak to the Spirit of the Vale. He requires that we kill restless elements of Earth and then gives us an Earth Crystal. We exchange the crystal for our Earth Totem from Ammen Vale. Vindicator Aldar sends us to Azure Watch, and as we leave Ammen Vale, we find an injured scout, Aeon, sent by Technician Davoon, who asks us to report our numbers for caregiver Chelin. Mojo Stormstout was added in Mr. Pandaria, but his backstory has him wandering Azure Mist Island when the crash occurs, and he stays to give his aid. He's almost certainly a relation of the famous travellers Chen and Lily Stormstout. We will meet Arellan again during Legion, as part of the class order hall for the Paladins. And during Warlords of Draenor, we will meet Rangari Kil'jaeden, the alternative timeline counterpart of our hunter-trainer. We now travel through the ravine and cross the Crystal Brook River and enter the main area of Azure Mist Island and continue on with our journey.
This one shows promise. The whispers lure her toward her fate.